All right, when you have a really strong goal, nothing can get in the way. Not even the weather. Okay, Google, what's the temperature tomorrow with the wind chill?
Tomorrow in Gunton, it should feel as high as -34 and as low as -43 due to wind chill.
Okay, so -43, which is below -40 Fahrenheit and below -40 Celsius. Okay, hi there, Haradans. Okay, this is a location where I come to every Monday and I do training with my horse. Now, when it becomes like 22 below Fahrenheit or 30 below, which is like today, I can't bring the horses. So what we do is we practice lunging. My whole life, I've gone without being anywhere near a horse. And in the last 3-4 years, I purchased 3 horses and I'm starting to ride and I'm starting to do lunging and I'm starting to be what's called a horseman. This is like a lifelong dream for my wife's. Okay, not mine, but I'm sharing in her dream. And in order for her to go out on rides, I got to go with her. And I'm enjoying it. Okay, here's my horse for the day. And I'll be lunging.
Yeah, so you're going to point your hand and where you want his head to go. Yeah. Don't wiggle it because that means slow down. Don't wiggle the end. Good, so he's walking, so that's good. When you want him to trot, point your right hand to the right in front of him. Yeah, good, so he went. So if he didn't go, then you would use the whip to chase him. And you always chase behind the hind end. Good, you're doing a good job keeping your belly button pointed at him. You want to make sure your belly button is always pointed at their flank or their back half. And that tells them to keep going. Stand up. So remember, I'm going to point his head away for him to start by moving his shoulders away. I'm putting energy by his shoulder. If his shoulder doesn't move, I'm going to tap his shoulder to see how he moved away from me.
Yeah.
I always want him to move away from me when I start.
Right.
And then we're going to do this at a trot.
All right, one of the things Mr. Harada says is always reflect. So go through your day, do an event, and reflect on what happened. So today, my reflection is that I'm terrible at lunging. I mean, I'm new to it, but that's okay. The one thing I did learn is the horse needs to move away from you when you start lunging, so that you're teaching it that you're moving it off its feet. You're the boss. That's what I learned today. The last session related to the 17-day journey, the last day. Your activity is choose a coach and schedule a 1-hour meeting with that coach and pay for it. Okay, try paying for it. See if you get value from that 1-hour meeting. So the coach you choose, they'll have their own setup for how you would pay, or you connect with them. Pay for 1 hour. I pay for lessons for both Joanne and I, and initially I was hesitant at the price because this lady's like really good. She's one of the best in Manitoba, Canada. And I've already come from a great coach, and so she's the second great coach that I found related to horsemanship. What she's teaching me is like amazing. She's so small, and a horse is 1,200 pounds, and she's moving these horses as if they're like babies. It's like so good. She knows what she's doing. She also knows when the horse is acting up, which is really interesting. So I want you to think about yourself as somebody like a horse who might act up. Don't act up. Just do the challenge. So your last challenge is pay for 1 hour of coaching with one of your coaches. Pick one. And see if you, during that hour or after that's over, see if you find a connection and a way to move forward with getting training. We would like to get everybody trained on the Harada method. And if you're implementing at your company, it's great. You have lots of practice time. Okay, share the licking of the lips on video, so I got it.
The licking of the lips, the research that has been done most recently on it is showing that the horses are moving from more of a sympathetic nervous system activation, so fight or flight, into a parasympathetic nervous system, so more rest and digest. So it just simply means that they've been stressed or more aroused or in fight or flight, like a little bit more nervous, and then they're coming back into a more relaxed state. So like a person, a horse is more receptive to learning when they're relaxed. Nobody learns really well when they're nervous or tense. So it is thought that it's positive when that's happening because the horse is relaxing, and it's said that they're more receptive and they're possibly learning, but we don't know that for sure. But everyone seems to think that it's a good thing that's experienced with horses. Usually if they start licking their lips, it's usually at a time when the horse is more focused and they seem to be catching on to what you're teaching them.
Nice.
So it's generally in the industry considered to be a positive thing if it's done after a correction. And then you tend to find the horse does better with the thing that you just did. So people say that they're learning.
Yeah.